with 31% of precincts across the state reporting. Teresa Greenfield appears to have the edge over incumbent Republican Senator Joni Ernst. Teresa Greenfield, the Democrat, with 53% to Joni Ernst's 44%. And we are continuing to keep our eyes on what's happening within the watch parties. You know, of course, when you are watching the results at home, sometimes you might not quite know how the parties are feeling about it. You know, do they feel energized? And that, of course, is where watch parties come in usually. But this year, we are in the middle of a pandemic. So there is a stark difference between how the Republicans and the Democrats plan to watch these results come in. So let's start with what might look a little bit more like a traditional watch party, and that is the Republican watch party, where we find our reporter John Schaefer. John, how are things looking there? Do you feel like there's energy in the room for Senator Ernst?
Hey Sabrina, yes, absolutely. There seems to be plenty of energy, plenty of people, and everyone is masked up inside of here. That is per the downtown Marriott guidelines. They must be wearing a mask in public places. Now, we caught up with Jeff Kaufman earlier this evening, and he said there's a lot of excitement around this Senate race with Joni Ernst. So obviously there's plenty of excitement, like I mentioned. Jeff Kaufman, of course, talking about that. Then Dave Kochel as well with the Ernst campaign talked about that. They feel that the rural vote is really going to come in strong for Joni Ernst late this evening. Of course, we're going to see that late push. Looking forward to that for the Republicans, at least, and a lot of excitement around that. So let's go ahead and hear from David Kochel what he had to say with the Ernst campaign earlier this evening.
I love Election Day. It's a great tradition, and the polls are open a little late here in Iowa, 9 o'clock. Maybe a little 14 hours of voting is a long time, but a lot of anticipation. We hear big turnout. That's good for us. I know the rural counties are going to come in really strong for Joni, and I think we're going to surprise people tonight. I think the energy has been evident throughout the last couple of weeks. So we feel like we've got the momentum now at the end, and we're closing strong, and so we're looking forward to celebrating a victory tonight.
And the GOP really feels that momentum is best embodied by the voter turnout today. Typically, that's where we see more Republican voters is day of election. We'll see if that pays off for them this evening.
All right, John, thank you very much. Thanks for being there. Thanks for keeping that social distance. We appreciate you doing that and being out in the field for us, showing us what Republicans are doing. Now let's go live to Eva Anderson, who is at Teresa Greenfield's. We'll call it a watch party because that's where the media is, but Eva, there aren't a whole bunch of people there watching. There's kind of a lack of supporter energy there.
That's exactly right, Sabrina. I mean, of course, with Greenfield having a little edge over Ernst right now with partial precincts reporting, normally you'd feel some accelerated energy in the room, and as reporters, we often talk about what we're seeing. And what I'm seeing right on both sides of me right now is a bunch of empty space. That's because they want to be safe. They want to observe social distancing, and the campaign has made it clear they're taking the health concerns with this pandemic very seriously. Greenfield, scrappy farm girl who said she's ready to take on Washington, and she's got quite the coalition to do it. Her campaign is boasting donations from 99 counties, as well as no corporate PAC money. In the last quarter alone, from July to September, they raised nearly $30 million bucks, and that broke a record for any Iowa senator campaign spending throughout an entire campaign. So a lot of good energy coming from the campaign, whether or not we can see it right now. Greenfield herself will be coming tonight once the race is called, but for now it's just press in the room, pretty quiet. You could probably hear if somebody dropped their I voted sticker on the ground right now, but we'll continue to keep an eye on the race and certainly be here when Greenfield makes her entrance. For now, reporting live, Eva Anderson, Local 5 News, we are Iowa.